How to describe it, man? You always want to. It's the 500. It's one of the biggest 3 races in the U.S.
All the wins are great, but Daytona 500 would be pretty impressive.
It's huge. It's obviously the biggest race of our season. You can't put it up on a high enough pedestal.
This is our grand stage.
It's the Super Bowl. If we could start off with a win and be able to test the rest of the season, that'd be great.
Well, the Daytona 500 is the biggest race of the season for us in NASCAR, and you know, for me, it's the one Masters type race I haven't won. You know, it's I've been right there.
Everybody's excited to get going and have that great finish and get that first win. For our sport, obviously, it's the biggest race of the year.
Everybody's going to be at this race. It's always just a massive gathering to fire off our season.
All right, good morning, everyone. Let's get in here a little tighter. Kind of hard to look at the 180 here. I am thrilled to actually finally be able to confirm that Roush Fenway and Brad Keselowski will be partnering in 2022 and beyond. With that said, I'm going to pass it off to Mr. Keselowski.
For me, today marks the start of kind of a new journey, and it's an exciting one. I'm excited to do it with everyone here. It's a big day for me. It's a lot of emotions, a lot of thoughts, but I want you to know that I'm really excited and proud to be a part in leading this team in the future with all of you. I know it takes a team to be successful, and there's about 160 people here in this building and the buildings around it that I know are all putting in their best effort. We're going to continue to push to make it successful. Our goal here is excellence in all of our fields. Excellence means a lot of different things to different people. So I read a quote, and I wanted to share it with you here today. We cannot achieve perfection, but if we chase it, we can catch excellence. It's a really interesting quote. It's one of my favorites. If you get to know me over time, you'll see I like to read a lot. And what that means really simple to me, excellence is about being the best you that you can be. You know, what is your max potential? Can you reach it? Can you live it every day? And for this company, I think that's our goal. It's to reach that spot right there. Excellence is being the best company we can be with our actions every day and everything we do. And that's the expectation that I have going forward. Got a lot of confidence that we can overcome a lot of obstacles, a lot of hurdles, a lot of stuff's going to be thrown at us. I'm all in. Today's the start of the journey. Let the fun begin. Thank you, guys.
What we're here to do, and I'm extremely thrilled to announce, or maybe based on the rampant speculation, it's more appropriate to say that I'm thrilled to confirm that Roush Fenway Racing and Brad Keselowski will be starting a partnership in 2022.
Yeah, so name's Jeremy Thompson. I'm the team director, and my official start date was December 1st of last year. So I've been with the company just a few months now. Even from day one, when Brad walked in the door and started talking about perfection and championships, that motivated a lot of people.
The easiest thing to tell is walking in the shop and just seeing how different it is from a stick and board standpoint of the facility. Is just very clean, polished, very organized. I think it's just the start of creating an atmosphere that shows that the facilities are going to be A1A, that there's going to be a lot of effort put into that, so that we can put that same kind of effort into our race cars, so that we can put the same effort into the process of building these cars, and it's just going to trickle throughout the entire organization, so that we can show up to the track knowing that we put our best effort in from the floor through the race car all the way up, right? So I think that's something that have really stuck with me, is just trying to work on every small aspect of the organization to be better. This car has been very challenging to understand. Ultimately development has just been delayed just due to world circumstances right now, and so everything seems like it's behind.
It's definitely challenging. Before I got back into the race environment, I was working in my family business in the auto parts and repair business, and we were, hit firsthand with the supply chain issues. So jumping back into the race world, it's really made you get very, very efficient on how you put things together and how you build your production schedule to be the most adaptable to these things because they're out of your control, you know. So you can't really write something in stone like we were able to in the past. Most all the raw material we needed to build the old style car readily available. Rules updates or technical innovations were the only things that really changed that. But then we could just muscle through it, work more hours, put more people on and get through it. This, you are truly beholden to a supply chain restraint, which then made you rethink your production mindset to just adapt to when the parts got in hand, you know, and have the most efficient production structure available once you did get the parts in hand.
If it was 2021 and we were, Gen 6 still, we would have roughly, 8 to 10 cars per team ready to go at this point in time in the season. Right now, honestly, we have basically 5 cars that are together, close to together. Maybe that should be the better. There's nothing really complete. The 2 speedway cars will be complete because when you carry it back up, you can't have it can't be completely assembled. Obviously at the Clash we tore up a little bit more stuff than we really wanted to tear up, so that put us in a different spot for backups for Daytona and trying to prepare for Fontana at the same time. So it's going to be tough. Like there's nothing that's going to be easy. If we wreck a couple cars at Daytona, we're going to learn how to reuse these cars real quick.
I think the big thing at a race like Daytona is it's easy to get caught up in all these different mentalities. Do I save my stuff? Do I not? We just went there and said, we're going to try to lead every lap and win this race.
I thought we had a really good practice plan. Nobody really wanted to have any big draft packs. You just kind of went out by manufacturer, but I thought Matt and the other Fords did a really good job of creating a plan to go out there and just work together and see what we could do. They would go by as a group and I'd be like, next manufacturer go by, I'd be like, okay.
Got me on 1, Brad? Sir, coming at you, rolling through the garage. Where's the 17 at? I believe he's waiting on us. He's not out here yet, but we are going to, when you get out on pit road, we're going to stay to the left. He's following you out. He pulled out behind you, so. 3, 2, be ready to go with a 6. Be clear, hopping. Good work, man. We'll have another one in a bit.
Yeah, the Fords did seem to have a nice, they were able to work really well together as a group. They were able to draft really well down there. And then that goes back to the importance of the raceability and the drivability and being able to work together as a group. It was, I'm not sure exactly what brought that on. We're all learning this car and the everything that's new about it, but for sure the aero side of it, I don't know whether it's that or the body style. Our bumpers are just a little bit different, but certainly allowed the Fords to work well together, and I think you saw that in the duels for sure.
Starting ninth in his number 6, Kohler Generators Ford from Rochester Hills, Michigan, Brad Keselowski. Starting 14th, number 17, Fastenal Ford from Prosper, Texas, Chris Busher.
All right, driver. That's fun tonight, man. Let us know what you need. Race how you want to race. Keep you up to speed, anything we see. Have a good night, man. Thank you all you've done for us. Thank you, sir. Looking forward to this, Matt. Let's get her started right. Glad to have you all here. I'm pumped. I know you guys are too. Let's go do this.
Asphalt temp of 77, and the pace car hits pit road. The first of 2 races to set the field for Sunday's Daytona 500 gets the green flag.
I think what we'll see from a tire wear standpoint at Daytona, Daytona has typically here lately has been fairly kind to tires, and what we saw at the test, nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, you're going to get some wear. These cars definitely wear tires different. They're a lot wider, a lot taller, obviously, and they wear different than the 15-inch tires that we had there. I think tires are going to play a role in the Daytona 500. They tend to. Seeing in some of our testing, it wears one corner a lot harder than the other. We'll see if that holds true once we get down there and do a little more pack racing. I think the big packs is going to make a huge difference in your tire wear and your car's handling. So we'll have to read the tires as we're there, because when we were there testing, it probably wasn't even half the field. So I think things are going to change up a little bit. We'll learn a lot from the dual races for sure.
22 car in your mirror, still trying to stay with you. Those two on the outside are trying to tandem right there. You see him? Still there. He'll fall back. He's on your door tight still.
All right, let's move up to position number 6 and car number 6. The new ride for Brad Keselowski for 2022. Jamie?
Well, Mike, you talked about the field being nose to tail. I was just listening to Brad Keselowski, who's gained 3 positions so far. He said, I really want to try some things here, but if we try it and it doesn't work, we'll lose 5 or 6 spots. So a lot of that give or take going on in these drivers' minds.
You're early on pit road here. You're 10 away at the line. Right side's in fuel, leaving on Matt. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10 away. Right side tires in fuel, 1005, 1004. 1003, 1002, 1001, fell away, clear, clear, clear.
Keselowski by himself, double wide behind him, and Brad Keselowski gets his first dual win, 3 wide for second.
One of those American flags handy? We do. View up here? Right here. We'll do a little dance, nothing special.
So important, you know. There's a lot of guys and gals on my team that never won a race before. You know, the company hasn't won a race in 5, 6 years now, 5.5, something like that. And you know, that's any kind of race. So it's really important to get that winning habits built up, and the only way you can really do that is to go win. So you know, that builds confidence in each other and builds expectations, and not just the expectations are already there, it's probably the right word. It builds a reality that those expectations can happen.
I knew going to Speed Weeks that we were going to have a shot at winning the 500. Winning that race was a huge confidence boost, though. It's like, hey, you know, look, we have a good car, we have a good team, we're here, you know, we're going to be competitive. I know it's only a duel, but to go out there and set the tone and be as dominant in that race as we were, you know, we're going to go to the next plate race too, and they're going to be like, they're going to be fast, they're going to be hard to beat.
RFK Racing, Roush Fenway, Keselowski trying to sweep the duels. The last organization to do that was Hendrick Motorsports in 2015. Does Buscher have a move? He's now backed up to McDowell. Half a car length to the leader, Logano. He's got to go to the bottom. And he can't get there, and he wrecks Logano.
Logano blocked. Logano moved down block.
The duels were just a phenomenal race for us. You know, Chris and I were in duels 1 and 2, and to win duel 1 was a great feeling. And then I saw Chris in duel 2 and saw him, you know, running up front. Oh, he's got a shot at it. And then when he made the move to put a pass for the lead and win it, I was just so proud of him and happy for the entire company to have such a big day on Thursday before the Daytona 500. And I think the confidence that came from that carried all the way through to Sunday. Seeing Jack back in victory lane, seeing the grin from ear to ear, taking the picture of him with the broom, that's a moment that I'll remember forever and was just really good to see.
In duel number 1, Brad was able to make his move to the lead pretty early. In my mind, I wanted to wait until probably 2 laps, maybe 1 lap. We couldn't yet. We were passing a car. And ultimately, we got to the white flag. We were passing another car through 1, and we cleared it right about the middle, right past the middle. And as we were going by that lap car, just tried to drag back some to get a little distance on the 22. And he knew, poked down, got next to him, and obviously speedway racing, you got to try and defend it. And he got a little too aggressive on the block, and ultimately we were able to get by and when the caution came out, be in the lead. So I would have liked to have finished that lap out and see what we had. I think we had the momentum that we would have cleared him. The 34 was really good help for me as well, and was pushing. But that being said, once we got by the 22, and come off of turn 4. I don't think he was content to ride there either. So we'd had ourselves a race. There's no doubt about that.
There we go. All right, count 3, guys. 1, 2, 3. That wasn't great.
And the 64th Daytona 500 is underway.
The big thing at a race like Daytona is it's easy to get caught up in all these different mentalities. Do I save my stuff? Do I not? We just went there and said, we're going to try to lead every lap and win this race. And we took the lead right off the get-go of lap 1 and tried our best not to look back. Now, of course, there are moments where you're going to get scattered throughout the field, and we clawed our way back up as far as we could.
Brad Keselowski picks up right where he left off in the 150 Thursday night.
I have a plan on how I'm going to celebrate the 500 if I win it, but you're going to have to wait because it's a secret.
You know, pit stops are going to matter at Daytona. You still got to get stage points. And, you know, you don't want to put someone in the wrong place at the wrong time because of a bad pit stop. So regardless, I think you're going to have to be on your game all day.
Danny said he was just trying to learn for later.
Oh no! Big crash on the back straightaway takes out William Byron, Kyle Busch, and Harrison Burton.
I just feel like that's a pretty aggressive, pushing, obviously, on a rookie. Tony, you talked about it. Again, come off of that corner, got light, and that thing was long for the ride, but very aggressive pushing.
You know, with the 21 coming to the trying to get to the stage in, and he had been pushing me for a while. You know, I think he felt pretty comfortable pushing, and he had been pushing those similar areas, so I don't believe that Brad ever thought there would be any issues there. I think it's just they're such on edge that when you got so many guys trying to push that you just get put in a bad spot. I mean, I don't think it's ever crossed Brad's mind that, ooh, I should try to spin the guy out in front of me at a speedway race. That's not going to work out well for you most of the time. We had just got pretty fortunate there. It didn't do anything to our car. You know, it's unfortunate for the other guys, but yeah, it's just, I mean, that's what speedway racing induces, some of that.
Does it go down and block it? Whoa! Around and into the fence goes Harvick, and it's a 7-car jam session.
Brad, the driver, is a risk taker. You know, I feel like I try to take calculated risk at all times. Sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't.
Yeah, you know, Brad describes himself as a risk taker behind the wheel. I mean, to me, that makes it easier, right? Because it's a lot easier to put the reins on someone that's pushing in fast than it is try to whip them into getting more out of the vehicle. So I think that makes the job easier for sure.
Chance to get underneath of you. Bubba Wallace gets up there with the 2 Fords, and they edge out front. Oh, crash! Stenhouse in the wall.
Yeah, I think you're referencing there when Brad in the 47 spun off our nose. We weren't even up to speed yet, so I don't really know what to take out of that. I mean, the crew chief came down, Brian Patty, and I guess he he thinks I was driving the car and he's driving the other one. I don't really know. It seemed like he was upset. I get it that you think you're going to win, but in all reality, it didn't appear to me they were going to win. So he was speaking a different language from a distance. So I don't really know what to take from that, but we'll see where it goes from there.
Sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield. But it's just racing. Daytona, you're trying to get to the front. It's fine to go in the 500. You don't lay back.
Because our cars are not set up to go straight, they're set up to make left-hand corners, right? Every time we get pushed, it's not like a street car when you hit somebody, which you're not supposed to do. But if you hit somebody, it's going to push them very straight forward. These cars don't push real straight, and that's what we're trying to work on, to still make them turn left really well and roll nice and free, but also be able to take a hit. And that's always a part of super speed racing, Daytona 500. So that's something that we're studying pretty hard.
I think this race is in Ryan Blaney's hands. If he can time it for Cindric to come down in front of him, those two can hook up and maybe take off. If not, well, let's find out. It's overtime, sponsored by Credit One Bank.
Briscoe to lock onto him to push him by those two.
Keselowski had the run, but he's going to need the help. Here it comes. Big push from Kyle Busch and from Chase Briscoe.
Well, in those last few laps, I was just thinking, I need the right push. Give me the right push so I can clear for the lead and drive away. And I got a couple great pushes, especially on the last lap through turns 1 and 2 and down the backstretch. And I thought, I've got it. And then our run stalled out, which was just terrible to see. But part of it, there's just only so much you can control.
Austin Cindric, whose grandfather won the Indy 500 as a car owner. Cindric is going to bring them to the line way up high to block Ryan Blaney, and at the line, Cindric beats Bubba Wallace by half a car length, and they crash going into turn 1.
When you look through the best years in I guess modern history in our sport, the best seasons by different teams or drivers is a 75% losing streak. I mean, it's part of it, right? We don't have a 50-50 shot every week. We have a 1 in 40 shot, and realistically, you got maybe a 1 in 20 of cars that you're really racing for wins most weeks. Success is to me being in opportunities and in the chance to win a lot of races, and ultimately being better than the week over or the previous weekend, so that we can continue to keep going. And with all of that, points will just come.
5 years from now, I think I want to be able to look back at RFK and say we are a continuously capable team of winning any race and a championship in any given year with any one of our cars. That's the goal for us.
For this season, 2022, success in my mind would be knowing that we've continued to grow here, improving each week. I don't necessarily know if you can put results to that, because there's a possibility that we could win a lot of races, and it's not always necessarily means you have. It could be success from the outside, but to me the success will be on the inside. We're all on the same page, and the team is pushing and bonding together, and everyone's working well, and everybody has their back, and everyone's happy. I feel like that's what success will be.
In 5 years, that's a lot of time. I expect to be. In 5 years, I would hope we are championship favorites, or serious contenders every single week, or every single year. I want to unload and be like, well, that group's going to be fast no matter what. I want to unload it. Road courses, short tracks, 1.5 miles, and just, be feared, I guess. When you unload at certain tracks, what cars are probably going to be fast. So, once I want to be that group. I think it can be, and I think it's on the way there. So I think it's going to take a little bit, and like Brad says, everyone's got to be pulling the same direction, and we're working on it every day. And I think with Brad, he's really smart. He's kind of too smart for his own good sometimes. But being one of Brad's best friends, he doesn't know how to fail. So Brad's going to do what it takes to get this place to that point, and I'm glad to be here.